From now on, we have to overcompensate with overwhelming positivity. Instead of saying the OST, ew, stink face, why don't you talk about positive things like the, well, there's got to be one song you like, right? Jukebox is in the game. You know, what about the UI and how that looks? Doesn't it look like it's ready to rock? That's what they said they would give it. And, well, here we are. And, some hearts here. That looks good. Some hearts. This looks like a very liberal woman's lower back tattoo. That's cool, I guess. A little blue bar here, and it's supposed to be your burst bar. You know, what's the problem? The big thing, I'm glad that they made this smaller. And I'm glad that they made it into the background. Is like, because that shit was, I don't care who you talk to, who you listen to, but people defending that shit are fucking insane. Stages, they look really pretty. I haven't seen one yet that's like, really interesting, I guess, or like animated or fun, but they look really pretty. Like even the water effects in the background, you know. Oh, 16! Bro, look at this shit. It's better and it's still obnoxious as fuck. God damn. Does it still do 1-6? I thought that was the funny part. It'd be like 2-2. Thank you. I needed the combo counter to take up half the fucking screen. At least it's not full screen like before, I guess. Why is it tilted? No pants. You sound like you're criticizing the game. You sound like a fucking hater. Stop asking questions. Stop asking questions. Stop criticizing little things about the design and the UI, you know? And just say that you love the product and you're looking forward to buying the product and that you can't wait until they announce the DLC of the product and the next version of the product and consume. I don't want to hear you say shit about how it's type 4000 font tilted off axis. I don't want to hear you say shit about how the UI literally looks like a lower back tattoo that I would see in Las Vegas in the summertime. I don't want to hear any of that bullshit out of you. Axel is missing a lot of his tools that he can use up close. Specifically, defensive options. There's no version of Ben 10. There's no Rye. There's none of he doesn't have a, what is it, Hatsubako? He doesn't have his DP that he has in those. He doesn't have any of those. Up close in this game, he's going to have to rely on defensive mechanics right now. Universal defensive mechanics. I want you to recognize that. Because this is also a similar trajectory to what, you know, to what happened with Xrd, right? Early on in Xrd, they were like, yo, Axel. And then what happened? Couple months down the line, oh, I guess it wasn't that good. You know, turns out everybody has some, you know, most characters have something they can do against high Taka stands. It wasn't that good. Turns out the DP has a, you know, her, you know, whatever. You know, it's all that stuff. It's happened before. Little things that they use to give you information. This is good for spectator perspective. I guess players as well, though. But you see now in the layout, the way they have like punish, stuff like that, I think is good. A lot of other ArcSys titles is that they're very good with adding stuff into the HUD or in the UI that will give you information about, you know, what's happening. Yeah, MK does that. I mean, a lot of other games, right? But it's really it's been weird to see like ArcSys games not having some form of parity with that, you know? Especially like when you play like BlazBlue, for example, when you get opened up, the little exclamation points, they tell you what you got opened up by. For you as a player, that's awesome, you know? But maybe for a spectator, there's a little bit more information that they would have to know to understand that. But something like this is really simple. It's really easy to understand, you know, punish, you know? You don't really have to ask any questions. It's cool. I like them adding stuff like that. Yeah, movement's going to be important with them. When you don't have any defensive options outside of super, especially, and this is what I was talking about too, is the stages feel smaller, if that makes sense. So it feels like it's easier to get cornered, if that makes sense. Or I'm not sure what it is exactly. If the characters are larger within the context of the stage or what. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, maybe a combo. This is sick though. Yeah, and then break. Yeah, that's tight. The fact that you could just snipe and just be able to confirm into more guaranteed damage like that, that's tight. Yeah, see here. That's a just defend punish. So I'm thinking, if they went, god damn, he hit him for 50% off that? That's the thing. If they went back on that, that is a very good change. That's a very good thing. You need defensive mechanics like that to feel rewarding, I think. And that gives the potential for a lot of tug-of-war exchanges and a lot more interesting player-to-player exchanges, I think, on defense and in pressure. So for Kai, it's not like he gets, like, super buffed movement, or it's not like his specials become, like, you know, they take up the whole screen or anything like that, but he gets the benefit of multi-hitting specials. It buffs all of his specials in terms of hits, and it allows him to do combo routes that he wouldn't normally have access to. So you see one there, the fireball goes from, what, 2 hits to 3 hits. The DP gets an extra hit as well. Yeah, better frames too as a result, right? Nice, you see Nago? That's, I think, something... Wow, the checkmate situation at the end like that? So, Nagoriyuki's blood meter went active, right? And he gets stunned when it's full. So the Kai player knew that and did the air fireball just to catch him when he was in recovery like that. That's smart. The RC system for this game is really interesting, I think. Aside from defensive RC, which I would prefer Dead Angle because you can make those character unique and balance around those, I think in general the RC system is really good, actually. But because of how strings and gatlings are kind of nerfed in this game, I think a lot of pressure is probably going to end up boiling down to pokes into specials, use RC system to either drift out or continue pressure, or pokes and then, you know, mixing up. I think a lot of pressure is going to become more RC based just because of how quickly you gain meter and how many ways there are to apply the system. This attack is going to be good because that attack Zato's doing is the one that's designed to absorb normals, right? Use as a meat shield. Flight still looks good, man, to be honest with you. That's the thing, is in the pressure. So far, through the footage we've seen, his pressure seems a little bit clunkier so far, but again, you just gotta maybe credit that to just the player just not being that experienced. That's an example of, again, was that RC drift? They just did raw RC and it looks like they dashed. That's part of what that mechanic is going to offer, right? You see a lot of in a lot of the footage so far is using RC drift to create ambiguous situations or in pressure, you know? And then here's the new Soul Super. That looks tight. But he doesn't stay in Dragon Install mode, so I'm curious if is that just like supposed to be a finisher or something like that? Or is it you just do it for just the raw damage or what? Counter hit DP. You see shit like that? This is what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about like the RC system, and you think about what they've shown you with some of these characters, even though a lot of them have trimmed down movesets compared to their other iterations, you have to, again, put it through the lens of the way this system is. This is something that, look, I'm sure you can find no shortage of fighting game influencers talking about how Majin Obama is the villain. All he wants to do is just see everything burn, and, you know, he's just a miserable fuck. The one thing that I've had a lot of praise for this game for since day uno is the RC system is tight. I like it. I think in general the RC system is really interesting. More so, I think it's even better. I think already I can say it's more interesting than Xrd. But one thing that I don't like about it is defensive RC replacing Dead Angle. And the reason why, and I've been saying this, the cool thing about Dead Angle is you can make them character unique, right? Every character's Dead Angle is a unique animation, and they have unique properties. So when you do it that way, it's a balancing tool. Characters with really strong defensive options, you can give them a weak Dead Angle, you know, and that makes sense, right? Characters that do not have reversals, or which, you know, is a lot of characters in GG traditionally, you can give them better dead angles, you know, or maybe bigger hitboxes on their dead angle, or maybe this character struggles to anti-air at this kind of range. You can give them a dead angle that will do that. Or this character doesn't really have an anti-air that can cover this range, so you can do that. You can make it unique, and you can make it per character, and you can make it to where if you do it that way, it can be used as a balancing tool, you know? But when that is kind of idea is replaced with defensive RC, which is universal, and everyone has the same one, you can't really do that way, you know? That's one thing that's one kind of drawback of the system, I think. She's just kind of jumping and flailing. She has these swords that we're used to watching you just set people on, you know, set them on top of people, and then the Oki is just disgusting. You know, you literally cannot block her. And you see, yeah, confirming the one vision, yeah. That's super sick too, man. The JoJo pose after, like, yo, that's tight. That kind of shit.
Rush while they're focused on blocking, and mix them up with a throw.
Bruh.
And
yo, how many hits was that combo? You have got to be shitting me, man. Did he get counter hit? I wonder. Hey, did he get counter hit?